founder of the New Flat Rate Enhanced Selling System. In a nutshell, I want to tell you what's different, what's new, and how it'll change your company. First of all, when I evaluated my company, I had to say, now wait a minute, I'm doing more service calls than anything. I mean, more service calls than selling equipment, so we're doing service calls every day. So what's the problem? Well, the problem is we still have low revenue. Low revenue on our service calls. The average service call in America is just too low. You realize that the average repair on your trucks when you take them into the Ford or the Chevy garage or the Honda or the Nissan is 3 to 5 times higher than the average service call sale? Now, how does that work? But here's why. Lost opportunity. My gosh, how many things are your technicians walking past that you know need to be fixed? I mean, after all, if that system's 10 years old, something needs to be fixed on it, right? So we've got lost opportunity. We know there's more work there. As a matter of fact, one of the things we hate is if another company comes behind us and then they find all kinds of things to fix that our technicians lost. So we've got a problem. The money is there. The opportunity is there, but it's lost if we don't get it when our technicians are on the job, right? Okay. Why is this a problem? Our training is ineffective. We've been trying to train our technicians, but it's not working. Okay? So let's talk about what we have tried. Number one, raise prices. Well, that's worked for us. That's why we got into flat rate in the first place, wasn't it? An easy way to raise our prices without the customer seeing what our labor rate was. We had to have more money, but we didn't have an easy way to do it, so we started flat rate. Well, the problem is, even though we were able to raise prices on the tasks, now they only sell one task instead of looking at what else is going on. So, more volume. Guess what? Now, we put all this effort into our company. We've got dispatching, we've got GPS on our trucks so we can run more service calls, more service calls, more service calls. And by now, you know what I found out in my company. More service calls equals less revenue per call, equals lower profit margins. So that doesn't work. Even though we were able to raise our prices on tasks, they're only selling one task and maybe some cleaning, so we have to do more volume. More volume does not work. Running 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 calls a day, that's a recipe for bankruptcy. Most of us, we've discovered that the hard way. Okay, this may be hard to read, but here's what we have tried. We tried to change the technician. We gave him sales training. Well, maybe he just needs to be able to communicate with the customer. We gave him videos. We had company meetings. My gosh, I recall meeting after meeting after meeting. You ever heard of 52 weeks of meetings? You name it, we did meetings. How about ride-alongs? Not only did we do ride-alongs, our service managers did ride-alongs. We've hired people to come and ride along with our technicians to see why they're not selling. Then we tried the money game. We did incentive pay. We did bonuses. Hey, some of you have done some wonderful things for your technicians. One of the companies put a big game up, and whoever wins, whoever got the most sales, whoever sold the most service agreements, they got to go on an IndyCar 500 test drive. Hey, I'd do that. But it didn't work, did it? Because we still had low revenue. We were spending all this money. Now our overhead and our costs went up. We had no good way to raise prices. More volume wasn't working. Our training wasn't working. Still had low revenue. Why? Lost opportunity. Nobody is going after all of the work that really needs to be done in a home. When I say nobody, almost nobody. How about Home Depot? How about Lowe's? How about Walmart? How about Costco? They're all going after it, trying to find ways to get at the opportunity. But you, the skilled labor people, you and me, we're the ones that need to be in there fixing and repairing. So there's still lost opportunity after we tried all that. Now, what were our results after all of this? As I said, low revenue, but not just low revenue. How about this? Low morale. Now the technicians are feeling pressured. You're pressuring me to sell. You know, I didn't become. If I wanted to sell, how about this? You ever heard this? If I wanted to be a salesman, I'd be selling cars down at the Cadillac place, down at the Toyota place. Okay, we're feeling pressured to sell. Now they feel like they're not good enough. You're treating me like I'm not good enough. You see, what they're good at is fixing things. They want you to pat them on the back and say, you know what, you can fix anything. But everything we try makes them think that we think they're not good enough. So what happens? They quit. They go work for another company, or they start their own, become your competitor. Hello, we've heard it 1,000 times. Or what's worse than they quit? they stay, but they're in a depressed, low morale state. You can bring in the clowns, but you're not going to solve that problem. So what happens to sales? Sales decline. We still have low revenue, so we still have to try to fight. This is, by the way, these are the only two things that worked to bring in more dollars, was to raise prices and try to do more volume, but that didn't solve our problem as a company, did it? Because our net profit went down, our overhead costs went up, and we had to make a whole lot more money someplace else, didn't we? Like equipment sales, try to make more on that. Okay, so those were the results. Once again, lost opportunity is still, we're not recovering that lost, it's still there. It's still there. And if your competitor goes to those houses, guess what? There's all kinds of work that he can sell because there's all kinds of opportunity. There's work that's needed. Okay, so what's different? Maybe it's time for something completely different. Let's try something different. I went through all of this in my company. I struggled just like you. We finally found a solution. The new flat rate. What's the difference? It's new. It's brand new. It's a new paradigm shift. It's not like anything you've tried before. It's the new flat rate difference. What does it do? It doubles, triples, and quadruples what? Low revenue. It solves that low revenue by doubling, tripling, and quadrupling it. This has worked in our company, and we've tested it now so far in 5 states, and it does just that. But how? How can it possibly do that when we've had all these problems before? How? By picking up the lost opportunity. It picks up, it goes and it picks up the lost opportunity without your technicians having to do it. Now, how in the world can that work? How can that possibly work? Well, I'll tell you. We stopped trying to fix the technicians and we fixed the system. See, remember when we went to flat rate and all these other different pricing programs? We thought they'd solve our problems, but they didn't. So instead of trying to fix the technicians, we fixed the system. What did we do? The new flat rate lets the technician diagnose and repair because that's what he wants to do. That's what he's good at. That's what he's exceptional at. Now we can pat him on the back and we can say, wow, you are amazing. Those customers are so thrilled. You do it right every time. So now we let the technician do what he's good at. We let the system, the new flat rate, does the selling. It does it by doing just one thing, putting it in front of the customer and allowing them to choose the level of service that they desire. The new flat rate gives the customer many, many levels and options with every task in the book. It does the selling. The new flat rate, it's what you've always wanted. Now, if you want to try something different that will increase revenue, will solve all these problems, if you ever thought, gee, maybe there's a way, I'm telling you, there's a way. Now, if you want to try it, give me a call. My number's on the screen, or you can send me an email, or you can go to our website, thenewflatrate.com. Get in. Get something going in your company. Solve this frustration that you've been fighting all these years. And as the founder of the New Flat Rate, I'm happy to say, I'm thrilled to say, I'll be so glad when your problems are solved.